Hello, and thank you for stopping by GenesisWarranty.com, home of the Adjustable Bed Doctor. And hi, I'm Keith, the Adjustable Bed Doc. Today we're going to be talking about the DC-powered Oaken motor that's commonly found on your Leggett and Platt S-Cape adjustable bed models. And we're going to talk about some of the troubles that you're going to run into and how to diagnose the problem, okay? The S-Cape bed will come in two varieties. It's either come with a wireless remote control, or it'll come with a corded remote control. You'll know the difference of which model you have. One of the common things with these beds right here, over time, a couple things could fail on it. Most of the time on the wireless model, you'll have the actual board itself, the electric board inside the motor, fails and causes the bed not to work. Or you may have let me take this off here and I'll show you. Or you may have a problem, it's kind of hard for you to see down in there, but there's you're not going to be able to see that, but there's a push block that actually comes out and causes the head or the foot of the bed to articulate. But the other problem sometimes is that the hand controller itself may be bad. But we're going to talk about how to troubleshoot the Oaken motor on the Leggett and Platt S-Cape beds and how to determine what parts failed. First thing you want to, let's say we're going to use an example that, let's say for example, the head of the bed quit working, or the foot of the bed quit working, but one part of the bed still raises and lowers. Or you may find yourself in a situation where the bed is completely dead and nothing works on it. So one of the first things you want to do, as silly as this is going to sound, I can't tell you how many times that I run across customers that don't check their batteries. Or one of the big things on adjustable bed remotes you don't want to do, just don't mismatch the batteries. It's always good to put a good name brand, high quality battery in there. These things work off radio frequency and you want the best submission of that signal. But check the batteries on your remote control. Make sure that they're working in good condition. If you past that point and you've determined that the remote is okay, fresh batteries, the next issue is going to be, if you have a wireless model, is this little test I like. This is called the power down box. Okay, on a power down box, if you can see the little light that comes on there when you press the button, this box actually does two things. One, it receives the signal for it receives the signal from the remote control to tell the bed to raise up or down. The second thing it does is that in the event that you have put this little case, this cover right here is a little difficult to get off, and also make sure, if you've got batteries inside of it, it takes two 9-volt batteries. And the purpose of those 9-volt batteries are in the event of a power outage due to maybe inclement weather or something like that, and let's say your bed's raised up, and this right here, by pressing and holding this button, will cause the bed to go flat. But back to the troubleshooting side of it, your bed's not working, maybe it's stuck up. First thing you want to check, like I said, check the batteries. And the next thing you want to do is program the bed, to reprogram it, because it just could be something as simple as the bed has lost signal. So what you want to do is unplug the bed for maybe 30 seconds, let it clear out any voltage or energy that's inside it, and then plug the bed back up. And you want to grab your power down box, if in fact you have a wireless unit, and you want to press and hold that button down for about 2.5–3 seconds. Let go, grab your remote. This particular remote is a generic remote that's pretty commonly found on a lot of the Leggett and Platt S-Cape beds. but you're going to press the flat and the massage on and off button simultaneously, and the remote will start to blink slow and then it blinks fast. Once it starts blinking fast, that tells you it's programmed. Check to see if your bed it's working. If it's not working, okay, chances are the board inside the motor has failed, and ultimately you're going to have to replace your motor. Now, another thing that happens on these Oaken motors is I'm going to show you right here what it looks like on your bed. And if you look right here at this photo, you want to, if you've determined, like I said, that the remote has batteries in it, you programmed it using the power down box, chances are, again, this thing is bad. So you're going to need to order a new motor, and we'd be happy to help you out with that. But taking the motor off, I want to talk a little bit about how to get these motors off. They're very straightforward, very simple. There are these caps or doors, covers, whatever you may want to call them. They fit on these, and if you look here on this, it's got these channels here, and they match up kind of like a puzzle, and they only go on one way, and they fit on, and they're just going to slide on there. You can take and do it with your fingers, or you know, like a small, like a little hammer or mallet, something like that, to get them off and get them back on. But how they work, underneath your bed, you're going to see this this little gadget or thing right here, and this is called the torque tube, and this is actually what raises up and lowers the head. So the actual motor, the actual motors are labeled. If you can see this, that one's like the foot, and then if we look, it's actually it's labeled right here as the head. So make sure you put this on how it's supposed to go on. But how these motors go on, the torque tube, they mount like this. And when the bed's energized, of course, it'll lift that torque tube and cause the bed to articulate up or lower down. This particular motor, I'll show you the problem with it. Some kids were actually playing on this bed, and they shouldn't have been. And what they've done, the whole backside of the motor here is cracked. As you can see, the plastic literally is broken because these kids were playing on it while the bed was in up position, and they were leaning back or doing something and just snapped it. So this housing obviously is bad. And that leads me to this. Check your bed. Once you look underneath there, if you see any plastic debris, the motor casing's cracked like this, it's important that we know. And the reason why is because this particular thing called the torque tube here, this particular part, chances are if the motor's cracked, then the torque tube could be bent right there. And if it's bent, when you get your new motor, you won't be able to put it on. And I'll give you a good example of what that looks like if one's damaged. So pay close attention to your torque tube if you find the motor, in fact, is cracked or broken, and we can address that. But once the motor, you put the motor on, like I said, it's marked at the head and the foot, so there's really no way you can mess this thing up. But you put it on, and then you take your caps and just, if you can see how they're notched and grooved out. If you look and see how they're notched and grooved out here, you'll know exactly which way to put them on. But once again, I'm going to show you. They're just going to fit on like this. And you do it with your hand and just pull it on there. Or sometimes you may take the bottom of your hand but a little caution, when you go to remove these things, sometimes they're a little tough, and that's where you may want to get a mallet. You can do this by hand, but be very careful, because this little part right here, it's really sharp, and I can't tell you how many times I've cut my thumb removing these things. So it's probably better that you use some sort of like little hammer or rubber mallet when you're taking your Okimat motor off. But again, if you have any questions about the motor, or how to take it off, or programming anything, absolutely feel welcome to give us a call at the phone number right here on this website, or just drop us a line on the customer submissions form at the bottom of the page. Thank you for stopping by GenesisWarranty.com.